Oh boy.
Could you tell me your tire pressures like when you come into the race?
Just leave it in the middle and put the rears on 20.7.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Pretty much everywhere I use that.
Yeah.
I did test Finn's TT setup, but that didn't work for me at all.
Yeah, works for me quite well. Feels pretty nice. In like qualifying, I've been using the really high tire pressures with 4.9 wings though, so I'll
Alright.
try. I'll try it.
You're running 11 ballast as well?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, same.
yeah, of course.
It's better on
Yeah,
the
four-
hard tires.
4.9 wings and then yeah, 11 ballast.
Yeah, same.
4.9 as well.
Yeah, yeah. If it rains, I might change it to 410.
Yeah.
We never had rain this season, so...
I bet it rains for me. Just be shit.
Change the
Shit.
conditions in the race.
It's great. Please no rain. But nothing on the wheel. What?
Ooh. Oh, the race is wet.
Wet.
Oh,
Ah.
dear. Oh, dear.
I have to stay on the wheel. I have to. You think I should? Shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should. Just fuck it.
Yep.
Nothing to lose.
Or 10 wing. Then.
Yeah.
Done nothing on the wheel in the wet.
Nice breaking points.
Yo, JD here, and as you can see, we're AOR Spain here, and as you can also see, we're on the wheel for good now. And I know my last video used the pad in a one-off race and people weren't too happy with, but that was purely because we both did it in the online qualifying event for China. That's the only reason, so relax. I promise that you will not be seeing the controller again at all. So we're at Spain here. Felt pretty confident actually going into this. Did a 17.6, I think there's a PB coming into this race, and I did that quite a few times. So I was fairly confident. It's just a track I don't really mind at all. Had pretty good success at in the past, and using the Ferrari here as well for this season, and feeling pretty nice. And my first lap, I think we got held by someone, so we had to really abort that lap. So we're pushing on our second lap on the same tyres here, going into the braking zone here. And this actually, I think, is my fastest lap in the session, which you'll be able to see why. Coming through here, just almost, well, I think we were going flat out through there now. And I can confirm the race is completely in the wet. It is full wet for the race, or intermediates for the whole race. So put on a little bit of a higher wing just to really cater for that. And I've done no practice at all with the wheel in the wet. I don't think ever. I think I've probably done about 5 laps ever on the wheel before this. So I did nothing for Spain. So I was, not gonna lie, very, very tempted to use the controller, because I know my pace is very good in the controller in the wet, but I know it's time that I really just put that in the bin, really, and just focus on the wheel, because I want to get better. I need to get better in all conditions. So you can see we lose the car here as we were up by a fair amount on our time, and that was really, really annoying, because that would have been probably a 17. And now we're going for another run. We still continued on this run, but you can see the delta, we were 3 tenths behind, but we actually made it up towards the end, but still 18.3, despite having such a poor exit onto the straight. We'll be able to listen to what Evo and myself say now.
It's going to be so bad and we're in the wet.
Just protect your front wing and take it easy. There should,
Any advice?
should be some carnage.
Any tips on the wet with the wheel?
Don't break too late.
Yeah.
So good advice from my teammate NOR Evo there, but you can see the race is full wet and we are using the wheel for this now. So 5 lights and away we go now. Getting a surprisingly good start because, as I said, I just had no idea. This is basically me coming to the race completely blind. I had no expectations for this at all, but just to really just throw myself in the deep end, just to see what we could do. But we've actually made up 2 positions at the start as well, so getting a wheel spin really, really nicely off here, and so far it's feeling pretty good. The thing that's a bigger difference on the wheel is catching the slide there. I think it's the biggest difference. You can't feel the traction or braking at all as what you would do on a controller, because through the rumble strips on the triggers you can really feel it pretty well, but on the wheel you just don't have that at all, only through the steering, and that's it. But you can see braking into here now, but we're actually gone a little bit too deep, which is really annoying because I was trying not to get overtaken the inside. So we've actually lost the position now to EVR, Moroso, and we've got Rosberg or Reynolds are inside. We're going to go around the outside of him pretty nicely and managing to get back into 9th place. And let's see what happens here, going through this right-hander. This, as I said, is my first time going through this at all, so just everything's a complete unknown at the moment. Trying to brake really, really lightly, trail braking pretty nicely, gone down the inside, couldn't really turn anymore at all, but we got the corner, and that's us back into 8th place now. So gained 2 places and then lost the place and then gained the place back again, and now we're just going to run 8 behind Danny M7 and CRL Hamilton, I believe. But taking it very, very easy at the moment, trying not to just make any mistakes or anything, trying not to spin or lose the cars. Martin, I think, it's disconnected and joined back in again as we almost lose the car once again. The dirty air with the in the wet weather is just really not good. But you can see, moving on to lap 9 now, we're actually still staying with some of the guys ahead of us, and the lead pack, as you can see there, that is the lead pack, I believe, and they're not even that fired, but we actually go out wide. It's probably our first mistake of the race. Just going just a little bit too deep into that corner. We've got EVR Reynolds going around the outside of us. We're going to try and outbrake and go into here, but he actually does a really good move going around the outside, and there's not really anything we can do, just trying to really just keep the car stable as possible here. But a good move by him. But moving on to next lap, he actually goes out wide and actually gifts us the place back again. We've got Rosberg all out behind us now, and we, because of our little mistake, we've actually lost a bit of time to the guys ahead of us. But you can see, skipping on to lap 13, we actually started to catch the group and the guys ahead of us again. So our pace was actually really surprising. I was actually very, very happy with the pace I was doing. I was just getting better and more confident every single lap, and can't ask me the question or just why I just haven't done this sooner. Why, if I actually did any practice in the wet, I would have been even better, so much better. So coming into the pits now, it looks like it's going to be a one-stop for this race on the intermediates, as a few people, Rosberg and that, have continued on, going to the pits now in 8th place, and we've actually been held. I don't know who has actually held us there. I think that's WR Pinecone who's actually held us, so we lost a second and a bit in the pits there, which is just really not what we need. Spotting the pit limiters, Danny Edson comes out ahead of us, and we've got someone coming down the pit straight. We've got a surprise Mur. I think he had wing damage in the first stint, so he's had to change his wing, which cost him some time. And now we've come out in 11th place, but we've got a couple of guys ahead of us who still haven't pitted, so we've got to come round the last corner again now. A very, very, very challenging corner, in fact. Have to keep the wheel super smooth going through there, as someone's coming out of the pits, and that's actually Sarah Rosberg, who is actually behind us, and that pit stop has actually cost us a position. Being held in the pits for over a second, I'd say, has held us track position against him, and he's got fresher tyres as well, but the wheel tyre wear is usually better from what I've tested and seen. As you can see, we've just lost the car just through the dirty air and just pure, I don't know, just not being used to these conditions really at all. We've just lost the car, and now we've lost the position to Surprise Merce, which is not what I was looking for. But now we're skipping towards the end of lap 16, staying with these two guys pretty nicely so far on this lap, as I think Martin's just disconnected from the lobby, and now we've actually gone to the back of Surprise Mer, and his car is just complete. So you can see Martin has left the session, and everyone is just lagging at all, completely just lagging. And you may think this is just me, but this happened to pretty much everyone. There's other people's footage from Cairo Lockdown, Alonso, Flying Finn. I think everyone had this And I don't know if it's to do with the netcode. My connection was pretty good, and it is pretty good, but I just don't know what's happening here. If you see Drawmaster in front of me, he's just lagging so much. EVR rounds suspend now, and we actually got a illegal overtake on Drawmaster because there was a yellow flag, so we have to let him back through once again. And yeah, that incident has just cost me so much time, as we actually been pushed out as well, but luckily we didn't get any damage from that at all, which I was really surprised that when we hit Surprise Mer, we get no damage at all, but that's cost us so much time, and that was really, really frustrating because I was pretty happy of actually, to be honest, of how the race was going just before then in terms of pace and what we were doing. So coming through here now, it's trying to get past Drawmaster as quick as possible, so I think we're going to try and go down for a move down the inside here. It leaves the door open just a little bit, trying to get good traction off here, thinking about going through onto this next left-hander, thinking better of it, so just go to just the middle of the track. He goes in a little bit deep, but trying to get good traction off here with that 410 wings with 11 ballast, provides really good turn-in and stability on the track as well. But we'll go down the inside for the left-hander, and I saw that move coming just for a little while, and we've finally actually been able to make it stick going through there now, and that's us back into the points in 10th position. I don't know if anyone else needs to pit in front of us. I don't think so, but we've got Pinecone ahead of us now. He's a good 5 or so seconds ahead of us, but we'll go skip on to lap 26, and you can see we've closed that gap down pretty big, quite a lot. So our pace was getting just a lot better, getting quicker and quicker pretty much every single lap. You can see it come across the line now. We've just improved on our fastest lap, so the tyres are holding up pretty well. And we're in 9th place, and so this is for 8th place now, despite that spin we had, which lost so much time, as Pinecone's actually lagging as well. But I think everyone was lagging this session pretty badly, and it's crucial we just try and get past them as quick as possible. We can see the dirty air is just making the car very, very unstable, so we just got to try and get past him. And I think we're going to stay on board for us as that, because this pretty much was an example of how it was. It's just very hard to get close. You can see we're just really trying to put him a little bit offline, but I think he's only 14 or 15 years old, this guy actually, so he's got a little bit of pressure from behind him, so to see how well he can actually handle it. And I don't think he's on the wheel, I think he is on the controller, so maybe the wear, it might be going out a little bit. I know the pad, as I know, I'm very comfortable with the control and the wet myself, but I know the tyre wear can get pretty iffy at the end. Even though it's got great pace, it can get pretty iffy. So we're just really hoping that his tyres are going to start to go off. Because you've got Surprise Mer behind us, and I think that's Danny M7 as well. They've had to pit because I think they suffered damage or something. I don't know what's happened to them. So they're on a much fresher tyres behind us, so they're really going to be closing in us. And I think they're the two quickest guys on track at the moment. So it's crucial. I just really wanted to get past Pinecone as quick as possible. So that then once they come up to him, they wouldn't have enough time to really catch me in the race. But you can see now, skipping on to lap 30, Surprise Mer has actually caught up to the back of us, and we still can't get past Pinecone, because I just don't think we really have any slipstream either, to be honest. We're using relatively high wings, so I think it's going to be really hard to overtake him. And now we've got to focus on Surprise Mer behind, so we're not going to defend this just yet. I think he's a little bit too far back, but he's still going for the move on the inside, so we've got to leave a little bit of room on the inside. Don't think there was any contact there, and we just about stay ahead of him. But skipping on again to the end of lap 31 as we're going through an AI car. No DRS, of course, because of the intermediate conditions. And Surprise Mer looks like he's a little bit further back, but I think he has got actually some slipstream with just a really decent run. So we're going to go defend down the inside here. He goes to the outside, but there's no real room for him or anywhere to go. And we're managing to maintain position. And we actually got up to 7th place because I don't know, someone's dropped out, gone to the pits. So despite that spin and that pit stop, we're still doing a fairly good race, considering this is the first time I've ever used the wheel in the wet. I was really, actually, to be honest, really happy with how this was going. So I was really desperate to try and keep this position as much as possible. Go brake just before, say, 100 meters, about 120 meters out. And luckily we managed to just hold him off going through here. And I think Danny M7 has now actually got past Surprise Mer, because Sprint Surprise has just lost it slightly. And it looks like them two are battling a little bit, which has really gave us a little bit of breathing space. So I was really thinking at this point that this was done, that 7th place was done, and maybe Pinecone had a penalty, because we haven't got any, I think we've got 2 warnings this race, so we haven't got any penalties. and I was pretty happy about it as well. Just no penalties. So if we could possibly pick up 6th place, I'd be over the moon. Or in all honesty, Flying Finn has already finished because he's just been on another level, this guy. And we're going to go through here. Just through the dirty air, you just get that oversteer when you're in dirty air. That dirty air effect is pretty strong. As we've got Danny M7, I think he's got a really good run that's going through here. He's actually gone down the inside last minute. He actually make a little bit of contact. Not really too much room on the outside, but I'm going to try and hold it round for the left-hander. Trying to hold it onto this right. We actually make a little bit of contact, but luckily both of us managing to just about keep it on track there. We've got Surprise Mo right behind us as well. Going through here, and he's actually starting to lag a little bit as we lose the car just ever so slightly. Wouldn't really say it's dirty air, just put like a traction, and Surprise Mo actually gets us in the last chicane, and that was really frustrating in all honesty, because I just really wanted to hang on to that 7th place after that. But we still got 8th because Danny, even though he went down the inside of us, he actually had a penalty anyway. So I don't know if he had that before, he got that afterwards, but
I got spun,
you know,
he spun round because the game lagged so much.
Yeah.
Someone
that's what I'm talking about.
stopped at my screen and spun me round as well.
So yeah, that's how it is.
That's
But
my first race ever with the wheel, like, well, in the wet. Anyway, so
anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that
Never
race.
done it.
As I said there, that was my first
I was
race
actually quite happy, to
with
be
the wheel
honest.
and the wet. So hopefully you appreciate that I didn't bottle it and use the controller. Please let me know what you think. Next race is Silverstone, which is my best track on the wheel.
I had
So
a little squabble.
I look forward to that. So I'll catch you
Should
next
come
time.
7th at
Peace.
the end, but I don't know what happened.